Hello, everyone. My name is John Brenneman, president here at MOA Vacations, joined today by our good friend Garrett Zim with Scenic Ocean and River Cruises, Emerald as well. He'll talk a little bit about that. A couple of things before we get started. I'm going to talk real briefly in a minute about MOA Vacations. It seemed as most of the people who registered for the webinar today, we had a little over 100 people register, have been to a webinar previously. So I won't talk too long about MOA Vacations, after which I'm going to turn it over to Garrett. He's going to talk to us more about Scenic, and then we're going to end with a Q&A. While Garrett's doing his presentation, I am going to be answering questions. If it's something I think everybody will be interested in, I may answer it during Garrett's presentation and then revisit it at the conclusion of his presentation. To answer a question, if you're on a computer, you just take your mouse. If you're on a phone or an iPad, your finger, you go down to the bottom, a little menu should pop up, and you'll see a little box that says Q&A in it. Just type your questions right in there at any time. We're more than happy to answer any questions you might have. We are recording this, so this evening, or tomorrow morning, depending on how quickly the IT team gets to it. We will actually load this presentation up to YouTube, and we will send everyone a link so you can review this webinar again. We started right at the top of the hour, so let's say we're 35 minutes in, and Garrett says something that you want to revisit or share with someone, just make a note of the time, and then when you get the link to the video, you can just fast forward to that spot. So before I turn it over to Garrett, just wanted to talk real quickly about what makes MOA Vacations unique. We are a full-service travel agency. We specialize in leisure or vacation travel. One of the things we always talk about is the level of service that we provide. It is a concierge class of service, and I'm not going to go into everything that entails. The one thing we always just talk about is the fact that we provide travel on a satisfaction guaranteed basis. If you have any problems, concerns, either before or during your trip, you reach out to us. Overwhelming majority of the time, 90% plus of the time, you'll talk to me directly. And then say, for example, it was an issue with Scenic, I'd reach out to Garrett, the two of us would resolve it quickly for you. When I am traveling or unavailable, Mike Tyrell, our vice president in MOA Vacations, does in some cases handle it. But the point there would be, should you ever have a concern or an issue, you immediately will speak either to myself or Mike. So you go straight to a member of our executive team, and we'll get it resolved quickly to your satisfaction, typically within 48 hours. We do guarantee the lowest prices. We are going to talk today about both river cruises and ocean cruises on the Scenic Eclipse 1 and 2, where we actually have rates that are lower than the lowest rates. We do have a free amenity program. I know Garrett's going to talk about that, but basically the easiest way to explain it is on any Scenic river cruise or ocean voyage, in recognition of your past and continued service, MOA members receive $150 per person onboard credit. We do extend this to any friends or family that you have traveling with you. In fact, everything we talk about when we talk about MOA, we offer to MOA members and MOA guests who are traveling with you. So if you would enjoy your vacation more, if you brought your neighbors along or your kids or your grandkids or your siblings, absolutely do it. They'll receive the same level of service, the same guaranteed lowest price, and the free amenity program. And then we do, on occasion, offer opportunities to travel with your fellow MOA members from around the country. And that's really kind of in a 2-minute kind of overview, kind of what makes us unique. If you've not booked through us before, I just say, just give us a chance. The next time you're looking to book a cruise vacation or a land tour, give us a call and let us show you the savings and the service that we can provide. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Garrett. That's why everybody's here, to listen to him talk, not only about Scenic Ocean and Scenic River, but to talk more about the discounted sailings that we have available. So Garrett, take it away.
Great, John. Thank you so much. Just real quick overview of the company. We started over 40 years ago, and we were an Australian-based company doing motor coach tours. And then in the early 2000s, he started to branch out and open up his touring, there's Australian touring guests and introduced them to the rivers in Europe. And then after that, he decided he wanted to check out the oceans and built these incredible ships we're going to talk about. So today we actually have two brands, Emerald Cruises and Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours, and they both have a river and an ocean component. And what I'm really excited about is the announcement of this friends and family sale that is going on right now. This is going to be exclusive to MOA Vacations. These some amazing, amazing deals, and this is going to be available through May 11th. And we'll talk about what more about this friends and family sale as we go through. First, let's go over some what sets us apart from our competition, and let's start with our Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours and our ocean product. Well, first, let's talk about our fleets. This is incredible. We have some of the most advanced technology ships in the world with Eclipse 1 and 2, and I'll explain why. And then we have 13 river ships today sailing all through the Europe rivers as well as the Mekong. On the river side, we call them spaceships because we believe we offer our guests more space from in your rooms to the common areas, the dining rooms, the lounges. They're just set up more intimately. And we call our river ships spaceships for that reason. All right, and what's incredible is the world-class awards that we've been winning since we've been sailing on the Eclipse. And then the Eclipse started sailing in 2019. It was built for luxury, built for expedition, but it is ultra luxury. Scenic is our ultra luxury product. It is fully inclusive. It is butler service, all suite products. And since we've been sailing since 2019, year after year, we continue there seeing awards from Condé Nast, from Cruise Critic, and we're very proud to announce them. In addition to that, in the last 5 years, we've had best new cruises, best new ships, best new in-cruise dining, cruise ship dining, you name it, we win the awards. We're super excited. These are some of the best Luxpedition ships that you're going to find sailing the seas today. And this is going to be great. This is a comparison chart that the MOA Vacations team uses and helps differentiate this Scenic product from our competition, as you see in here for the ocean yacht product. So we have different comparison charts too for the different type of cruising. So the Eclipse does expedition and does then traditional, more discovery ocean yacht experiences. So we have these other companies on here that we are comparing ourselves to. And what some things that really sets us apart is our crew to guest ratio, our fully inclusive product, the 2 helicopters and 1 submersible, our 6,000 square foot spa with complimentary saunas and steam rooms and salt therapy lounges and infrared saunas. Those are some of the things that set us apart from our competition. So we are ultra luxury, as I mentioned, and fully inclusive. You'll have immersive dining, 9 restaurants, plus you'll have room service. So you have 10 different culinary experiences from French to our innovation Top Chef table, chef's table, which is a invitation only 11-course meal. You have a selection of drink options from premium beverages at 9 bars and lounges. We touched on our 6,000 square foot Senses spa with our indulgent spaces, as well as a gym and a yoga studio. We also, again, going into our culinary experiences, I mentioned we have 10 different culinary experiences that you can dine in, from private spaces to dining with friends and family. We have the finest selection of included premium brand beverages, all included. We have a epicureal experience with our top chef, Tom Gautier. In addition to that, we have our night market, a sushi restaurant, Asian fusion, a chef's table, elements for degustation, which is the invitation only restaurant with 11-course meal. Luminaire, our French cuisine, the yacht club for casual dining, Azure bar and cafe for your all-day grazing, and then your 24-hour in-room suite dining. The last time I did this with John was actually on the Eclipse ship, and right before he had his lunch in his room, and I think I remember him telling me he had some of the best lamb chops room service he's ever had. In our lounge, we have 100 brands of whiskey, champagne, sake bar, you name it. There are so many drink options that you're going to find that are just going to blow your mind. So, can you book reservations? That's all done with your butler or with our concierges in the individual restaurants. So you don't have to worry about it till you get on board. And now take a look at this incredible 6,000 square foot sanctuary spa. As I mentioned, the most of this spa, the sauna, the steam rooms, the relaxation rooms, the pungal rooms, the signature thermal loungers, the therapeutic pressure showers are all included for our guests to use. The only thing additional in the 6,000 square foot spa are the treatments. And then let's talk about your accommodation, all suite product, all verandas as well. They start at 275 square feet and jump up 200 to 450 for the veranda balconies, to our 650 square foot spa suites, to our veranda suites, which are 900 square feet, to our owner suite, which is 2,000 square suite. All our suites have luxurious amenities, 6-star hotel quality. We have our Scenic Slumber King bed pillow menu, electric control adjustment for your comfort, separate sleep zones and lounge areas, the in-suite bathrooms with shower and vanities, and of course, don't forget about your butler. What else? There are 114 total suites across 5 decks. Again, I mentioned the veranda suite. The veranda suite starts at 345 square feet and then goes up from there. So your leading category is 345 square feet. And then our spa suite, as I mentioned, 495 square feet. And then you go to our panorama, which is 1,184 square feet, and then the owners, which is 2,000 square feet. So Scenic offers different varieties of voyages and cruises with us. We have our expedition cruise, which is our Antarctica, it travels the full season from November through March. And we actually do both directions. We will go through the Drake as well as the Ross Sea. And if you follow any of us on social media, you'll find that this year we put on social media our sailing through the Ross Sea. We went to a place in Antarctica no other ship has ever been. We were further into Antarctica than any other ship, so any other human. And in addition to that, we also were the only ship to ever take off in our helicopter from this point in Antarctica, as well as take our submarine and go 700 feet below the surface. So that is the type of experiences we deliver when you sail with the Eclipse. And when you sail to Antarctica, I mentioned we have 114 suites total, so 228 guests, but we reduced that number of account to 200 guests and bring on more Discovery team members. So we need to bring those, of course, for the lectures, for the educational sessions, for just safety. So we reduce that number, bring these additional polar specialists on board for those cruises. Our lead Discovery expert, he has now crossed Antarctica more than 100 times. So we have some really incredible quality Discovery team members. When we go into the Antarctica or anywhere in our cruises, we have our kayaks, stand-up paddleboards. And when you go to Antarctica, we do have the complimentary parka. We give you water bottles, and we offer you the special polar boots that you will use, which you have to return though at the end of the cruise. And as I mentioned, we have 2 helicopters on both Eclipse 1 and Eclipse 2, and this beautiful submarine both has a submarine option. So these are at additional expense. We use them, of course, when they're permitted, when we're allowed. Antarctica is a place that we have absolutely no issues with that, unless there is some sort of weather. We are the only expedition ship that has both a helicopter and a submarine. And we just don't have one helicopter, but we have 2 helicopters. And these helicopters were custom made with our owner and Airbus. They are some of the quietest helicopters in the world. On all of our ships, on all of our bridges, these are open to our guests, especially this is a great spot when you're sailing in Antarctica to go in, grab a coffee, sit in the couches or the lounge chairs or the captain's chair, have conversations with our officers, have conversations with our captain while we're sailing, and learn all about the nautilus of sailing on the open seas on the Eclipse 1 and 2. State of the art. These two ships are some of the most highly technology advanced ships that you're going to find in the world. You have Polar 6 class rating, which means it's an icebreaker. Oversized stabilizers. They are this ship is 1/3 the size of an Oasis class ship, but has the same stabilizing system size as an Oasis class ship. So our stabilizers are 50% larger than any ship this size. Incredible GPS dynamic positioning, sea floor and ice detecting. So 4 miles away, we can detect the size of ice or the thickness of ice. The rotating azipod propulsion system, so the two engines, they will rotate in 360 degrees under the ship. Incredible HVAC, biosecurity, waste and water treatment, all the eco-friendly initiatives you can imagine. We employ them on our ships. The interior design built by all certified sustainable companies, and some of the most amazing presentations on the wildlife and conservation that we will provide on these cruises as well in the state-of-the-art theater that we have. Here's that comparison chart for the expedition side of things. Same thing. It's size, the crew to guest ratio, the 2 helicopters, submersible, the 6,000 square foot spa, included excursions, gratuities, all taken care of. And on the excursion side, one of the things is that wow moment that we provide is the Scenic enrichment program, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. So, and on all of our experience, all of our cruises, we have this one day or evening where we have this enrichment program, and it's exclusive to our ship, only our guests, and it's the absolute wow moment besides the scenery and the cruise where you're sailing to. So after it leaves Antarctica, so it finishes that full Antarctica season, Scenic Eclipse 1 and 2, then just follows the sun around the globe. So today it touches all 7 continents, 80 plus countries, 300 different ports in 365 days a year it is sailing. So as I mentioned, the only true season is the Antarctica season. And after that, it just circles the globe around the world doing discovery cruises. And we have cruises from 8 days to 15 days to 20 days to 30 days all throughout the rest of the year. And basically what it's doing is it is just repositioning itself again to get back to Antarctica for this season. So in between the off market of Antarctica, it is just exploring the world. And let's talk about some of those itineraries. This is one of them. This is one of our signatures that you're going to find year after year after year. We will do 2 of the circumventing Iceland itineraries. So we have 2 this year, still the July 5th and July 15th. And next year we have one June 21st and July 1st. And all 4 of these sailings are on the Friends and Family sale. So for this year, the July 5th and July 15th. So if you're looking for anything last minute, you still have some plans to schedule some travel, this is a deal. You're looking at $9,845 per person for a lead-in balcony veranda suite on the Eclipse. For 2026 sailings, you've got 2 again, the June 21st and July 1st, and you're looking at $10,684 per person, fully inclusive. Incredible deal. This is an 11-day, 10-night itinerary, which is really great too. It's Reykjavik. Reykjavik, we typically don't embark and disembark in the same place, but when you do a circumventing of an area, you can do that. So this is great. You even cross the Arctic Circle on this itinerary. So if that is a bucket list itinerary, take advantage. You got to jump on it. There are still some limited space in 25, and then 26 is wide open. Get on it. Make sure you get your preferred cabin. It's an incredible deal. So if you're into culinary, we have some incredible culinary. And in addition to that, too, on the July 15th itinerary here, we will be bringing on the Voltaggio, Chef Voltaggio. So this is an incredible Brian Voltaggio opportunity. He will be sailing. He will be doing different types of demonstrations. He will be having a signature dinner one night, and you'll be able to do some meet and greet. And he is an incredible, incredible chef. And another chef we're bringing on board is Chef Luciana Berry. She'll be doing a Brazil itinerary this October. Unfortunately, this one is selling pretty quickly, but there is some space on it. But this is not an itinerary that is applicable to the friends and family, but a great itinerary, Rio de Janeiro to Buenos Aires. If you're looking into a South America itinerary, this is no better. Take a look. Let us know. We're happy to give you some more information on that. And then this is our signature 13-day Antarctica itinerary. Buenos Aires, Buenos Aires. You'll spend a night there, and then we will take a charter flight down to Ushuaia, and you will be then at sea for the next several days. Our crossing the Drake is typically less than 30 hours. We do have it set up for 2 days, but you're in Antarctica within 30 hours. If you're looking at the Drake Lake, you're in there closer to 24 hours. So you're getting an extra day in Antarctica. Our competition can't get through the Drake in less than 48 hours. So another huge, unique selling position. And we do have one sailing this December, the 11th, 2025, on our friends and family sale, and it's $13,309 per person. Absolutely a steal. It's probably close to about a $10,000 savings. So let's talk about rivers. Scenic Rivers, luxury cruises and tours, 17 years of cruising and awards. We've been winning year after year after year. We're super excited about this product. It is some of the most elite river cruising you're going to find. And we have this great comparison chart that again, the MOA Vacations team has, so you can really deep dive into it, and see how we stack up to our competition. So in the luxury world, we're looking at the Uniworld and talk, and this is where we are. And what sets us apart is crew to guest ratio. It is the intimacy size of our ships. It is the destinations, the dining experiences, the all-inclusive, fully inclusive product, the salt therapy lounges, which we'll see in a little bit. All of our ships have both a spa and a fitness center. Airport transfers included, as well as all of your excursions. And excursions are going to be some of the hardest decisions you'll have to make, because we're going to give you 4 or 5 different excursions every day to choose from at each town, village, port that we stop in on your journey. So a reminder, what's included on a Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tour on the river, everything. It's butler service, premium beverages, choice of excursions, 5 dining options, all your gratuities, transfers, that enrichment exclusive event that I mentioned earlier. We'll talk a little bit about that again in a couple of slides. Then you have the Scenic Voyages. So on the Eclipse 1 and 2, intimate small ship experience, some of the best cruising you're going to find. The 10 dining experiences, that is incredible. You can go through all of our restaurants in 30 days and still not repeat a menu item. That's how many options you're going to be able to choose from. Imagine that. There's not many cruise lines that can say that. Butler service, premium beverages, gratuities, excursions, the spa. Remember that 6,000 square foot spa, unbelievable. And again, remember, all of our ships, both on the river and the ocean, have spas and fitness centers. Take a look at this incredible salt therapy lounge. And then how about a spa treatment before maybe an excursion, after excursions, or just after a lunch or a meal? Get in there, have a great spa experiences. We have, again, our ships are space ships because there's just extra space we give our guests from all these different spaces, from the spa to the salt therapy lounges, your sanctuaries that we'll see in a minute, your suite cabins. Again, fully inclusive. This is a picture on the top left of Table La Rive or Table d'Or, depending if you're in the Rhine, Main, Danube, or if you're in France, it's Table d'Or. This is invitation only, so we have that on the riverside as well. So this is a 6-course wine pairing. Then we have our main dining room, crystal dining room, and then we have an additional portobello's or Le More, and that's also an invitation only. And everyone gets invited to portobello's Le More at least once on every 8-day sailing. And now take a look at our standard balcony suites. This is 225 square feet. This is the lead-in balcony is 225 square feet. And what really sets us apart is, I don't know if you can tell on this picture, but you see there's some separation in the floor as you go through the carpet to then your balcony. And that balcony is built inside your room. So this is the infinite type balcony. This is that all-weather indoor-outdoor balcony system. Touch of a button, that top half of the window drops down, and now you have your indoor-outdoor all-weather balcony. By having this, you don't lose any square footage if that balcony was built outside of your room. And let's remember, when weather is inclement or there isn't the best day, it's cooler or it's hotter, and you don't want to venture out there. And 50% of people don't use that balcony when it's built outside your room, at least half of that time that they're sailing. But you have this balcony available to you the entire time. And again, with a touch of a button, you have that top window drop below. This is our Royal Balcony Suite. This is 305 square feet. Our owner's presidential is 520 square feet. Those are some of the largest suites you're going to find on the rivers. So if you're a suite person and you need to be, this is the best suite option you're going to find on the rivers in Europe. This is a Royal Panorama Suite. This is just amazing. This front of this suite, you have just floor to glass windows. It's absolutely great. And having that separation between your bedroom and the lounge area, and then the Royal Owner Suite. You have, here is the picture to your left is that balcony, and it's built inside your room as well. To your right, you've got the silking tub, king bed in the back. You've got the Scenic slumber here too. So you have the remote control for comfort levels, and then a separate seating area as well in your Royal Owner Suites. So where does Scenic Rivers, where do they sail? So they're in the Douro, in Portugal. And then in France, you have the Seine, the Bordeaux region, and then the Saône and the Rhone. And then the main big rivers, the Rhine, Main, Danube, Moselle. So from Amsterdam to Basel, Amsterdam to Budapest, Budapest, Amsterdam, or even Amsterdam all the way down to Bucharest. Incredible itinerary. And vice versa on all of those. And I think we have a quick little video to watch. Here we go.
It's more than river cruising. It's France in truly all-inclusive luxury. It's being immersed in a rich culinary journey. It's an exclusive scenic and rich concert in the heart of the Médoc region. It's exploring vineyards, towns and chateaux. It's shopping with a scenic chef and mastering French cuisine. It's the French way of life. Scenic's truly all-inclusive luxury is in a class of its own. It's more than river.
So when you do sail with us, we have our free choice options. So we have all travel types. We have the relaxed, to the thermal baths in Budapest, to moderate ones where you join a local guide for a walking tour. And we have different paces levels too in those walking tours. Or how about an active hike through, the vineyards, or maybe up to Gellert Hill in Budapest. Or take an e-bike and an e-assist bike and take that ride from Dernstein to Melk, or Melk to Dernstein, depending on which direction you're going through, going in through the Wachau Valley, some of the best Riesling you're going to find in the world. And you take these e-bikes and you travel through. Those are just some examples of our free choice options. And then we have the enrichment programs that I mentioned, that guests have the opportunity to feel the soul of the area that they're in, right? Through a range of custom design experiences, behind the scenes experiences. We discover the wonders of Europe. These are the times where the gates are closed and to the general public, and you are in these places and it's only your ship. They are once in a lifetime experiences. We call them our scenic enrichment. And we have a classical concert, for example, at the Palace Liechtenstein in Vienna, or we have a dinner and classical concert at the Pope's Palace in Avignon. Now let's talk about some of our itineraries. Classic 15 days. We have Amsterdam to Zurich here. Incredible itinerary. Our 15-day itineraries actually are the fastest selling itineraries. So right now, 25 is sold out. 26, there is some limited availability. And unfortunately, there are no friends and family offers on any of these 15 days. But I want to show you these because they are the top sellers for Scenic. So we have two. We have the 15-day Amsterdam to Basel, Basel, Amsterdam as well. We have the Amsterdam to Budapest, and in reverse, Budapest to Amsterdam 15-day itineraries. And then we have in France, Bordeaux, another unique where you are embarking and disembarking in the same place. That's not typical for most of our cruising. And this is your wine-loving paradise. And just get ready to eat cheese and bread and drink wine. It's an incredible itinerary, 11 days, and we actually have 12 2025 dates that are applicable to our friends and family, and the prices range from 4,800 to 5,000 per person. And all these dates are going to be available for our MOA Vacations team to help you. So again, there's 12 for 2025, and we have 6 dates in 2026 right now that are applicable. And they're a little more. It's about 4,800. I'm sorry, it's the same price, 4,800 to 5,000 as well per person for a Scenic Eclipse. And that's our leading category. Here is an 8-day Nuremberg Budapest. This is a great introductory cruise that we typically see most people do. Nuremberg, Budapest, and we have this in reverse, Budapest, Nuremberg. We have 13 dates in 2025 that are on the friends and family, starting at $2,800 per person. In 2026, we have 15 dates that are available and applicable for the friends and family, starting at $3,200 per person on this itinerary. And this is one of those itineraries here that you will do the Melk Dernstein in day 5 and get on those incredible e-bikes and take a ride. It's quite a long ride, but it is well worth it. One of my favorite included excursions. And then 8 days, Amsterdam to Zurich, another great introductory cruise. So if you haven't cruised before, the Budapest, Regensburg and Amsterdam, Zurich, those are your typical introductory cruises, just because you get to see so much in such a short amount of time of 8 days. You're in the Budapest, Regensburg, you're talking about four countries that you're going to see in that 8 days, and here you're going to see 3 countries in the 8 days. So a lot of people pick those because you get to just pack in so much in these 8 days. Here we have 7 dates for 2025 with our friends and family sale, and that's ranging at $2,700 per person. And then in 2026, we have 13 dates, and that price is starting at $3,000 per person. Incredible deals, once in a lifetime. Again, this is a friends and family deal that is going on right now, that it will be only available until May 11th. All right. So let's talk about our Emerald Cruises a little bit. On Emerald Cruises, we have these incredible mega yachts. This mega yacht is 100 passengers. There's 2 of them sailing today, the Azura and the Sakara. Because of the popularity of these cruises and them selling out so fast, there's only 50 cabins on these ships that we are, last year we announced we were building a new one. She will be the next gen. It'll be 128 passengers, and then her name will be Kaya, and she will debut next year. And with all the hype of this Kaya coming out next year, 3 weeks ago at this big Sea Trade Cruise conference in Hollywood, Florida, we announced to the world that we have already have plans to build 2 more and launch them in 2027. So we will have 5 of these mega yachts on Emerald Cruises, and 2 of them will be 100 passengers, and then the other 3 will be the next gen 128 passengers. These ships are in a space in the cruise world where no one else is really in. I mean, if you take a look at some of this comparison chart that I have here, number of guests, 128 max, up to 456 when we start to look at who we are comparing ourselves to. The only ship in one of these other comparisons, the companies that we are comparing, has a ship that's a little bit under 200. So we are just in a space where no one else is. Up to 3 dining experiences, the crew to guest ratio 1.3 to 1. Some of the best in the industry, included gratuities, transfers, pool, spa, some excursions you're going to find here. Not all of them like Scenic though. You're going to find that you're going to have some pretty basic, but you're going to get your full bar package here. Everything else is included, but the excursions are going to be mostly what we call our Discover More at an additional cost. Take a look at the design of this ship, and then we just pull this all together. So you've got on deck 3, you've got this infinity style pool. On that same deck, there's also a barbecue cafe area. You have your observation deck. On the new Kaya, the front of the ship is all common area. You'll have a pool there. You have lounge chairs. Sakara and Azura do not have as much space on the front of the ship as Kaya and the next gen ships will have, but lots of outdoor space. Look at the sky bar on the top right. And the new next gen, that sky bar will actually have an indoor outdoor feature where this is mostly all outdoors. On that same deck on the sky bar, you will find there is also a hot tub on there. You've got spas, you've got fitness centers, lounges, you have indoor outdoor dining, and then one of the fun toys or one of the fun experiences is the marina platform. So in a Caribbean itinerary, you'll see the marina platform be used, 3, 4, 5 times. In a med itinerary, you're looking at 2 to 3 times based on where we're sailing. In that marina platform, we just have so many toys. We have the paddleboards, kayaks, snorkeling gear. You have trampolines. You have platforms just to lay out in, and it is a highlight of the cruise. So this is Azura. She sails in the Mediterranean, Caribbean, and soon we will be sailing in the Seychelles. We do not currently sail, but that is our in the future, we will have a Seychelles itinerary. And then Kaya, our third one, which is coming out next year, 128 guests. And you'll see in addition to the next gen is this incredible slide that you see in the back of the ship here. We've been talking about Kaya for almost a year already since we announced that Kaya will be being built and being deployed in 2026. And with all of the presentations that we're doing and just the people were asking, is it possible to include them on the Sakara and Azura? And yes, we do have the slides on Sakara and Azura. So we have them on all of our ships today. Here's a better picture of that sky bar with that hot tub, jacuzzi on the sky deck, 360-degree views, just the best place to be for those sundowners and get that sunset. Maybe in the pool, maybe just with a glass of champagne standing by the sky bar. Incredible place. Here's the Infinity Aqua pool. And a better picture of the marina platform and all of the included things. And I don't think I mentioned the 3 sea bobs that we also have. If you haven't used one of them, there are these things you grab like handlebars and hold on to it, and it pulls you around the water. Super fun. Here's a better shot of the Amici bar. So we'll have here, port talks and games, and everyone gathers there for drinks post dinner. A shot of the La Cucina, which is the outdoor dining area, the observation lounge, and again, the bridge is also available for our guests to go in and have a coffee and talk with our officers. Here's a shot of the fitness center. And this is the next gen. So on the new ships, we'll have this garage door that opens up for our gym, and you can do your stretching and yoga right there, jump in the Caribbean from there, swim around to the marina platform. And then you have Element Spa. And in the spa as well here, you're going to find infrared sauna chairs. We're going to have the fitness center. And this is included. This is not an additional cost to use. And then let's take a look at your stateroom suite. So that we do have 44 of the 50 are all balconies and suites. We do have 6 rooms that are ocean view rooms. They start at 275 square feet. And then when you jump up into our balconies, like as you see here, traditional balconies, not your all-weather ones that we were talking on the river, These are traditional true balconies. They're outdoors, and there's 44 balconies out of the 50 in total. And they start again, 275 for the ocean. The balcony's 350, going all the way up to our owners, which is 1,200 square feet. I think we have some more pictures of some rooms. Yeah, we do. Great. We have the terrace suite here, which is absolutely amazing. Check out that space in that terrace suite. Let me go back real quick. That terrace suite is 650 square feet total, the room and the terrace outside. And then we have our yacht suite. This is 750 square feet. Here's another shot of our Amici Bar and Lounge. I promise we have more than just Tanqueray that's in the picture there. La Cucina. So you're looking at local cuisine, local wines, delicious breakfasts. And you'll find the breakfast and lunch will be a mix of a la carte menu and as well as a buffet. And then dinner is always a full a la carte menu. So the two ships today are sailing the Med in the Caribbean. So they will do this season from November through March in the Caribbean and then reposition to the Med from April through October. And then again, they will do repositioning. So when we do, though, launch our new ship, we are hoping to get the ship to the Seychelles. So we are planning to actually, it's not going to be 2026. It's going to be 2027. So the two ships that we're debuting in 2027, we own the shipyards. So we design and build all of our ships, not only on the ocean, but on the river. They were all built by our owners in one or the two of our shipyards. Well, they start in the Vietnam and then they finish all the finishings in Croatia. But because of the difficulty of getting from the Med to the Indian Ocean through the Suez Canal and the Red Sea, we have decided to take, when we finish all of the sheet metal work in Vietnam, we will bring the ship into a port in Africa to do all the finishing touches so that we don't have to worry about that. And then in 2027, we will officially have our first Seychelles itinerary. And then from there, she will then reposition with no passengers to the Caribbean and do a Caribbean season. So that the new ship, Next Gen 27, will be a mix. She will do Seychelles and the Caribbean. So same here, we do have onshore experiences. Again, we do have some included. Always the paddleboards, always the kayaks, all of that stuff is included. We do have additional experiences. And some of the things that we do have also included what we call our Emerald Pluses. These are immersive experiences where we bring on locals to the ship for different things, maybe rum tastings, wine tastings, maybe some sort of craft work that's local to that region, or even local music entertainment that we will bring on board this ship. And that's what we call our Emerald Plus experiences. And then Emerald Active, we have also on all of our Emerald ships, we have these e-bikes, and sometimes we will have professionals that will take our guests out on a tour. So you'll have a professional guide. We'll use our e-bikes on those tours. And then we have Discover More, as I briefly mentioned a little bit. So most of your day, every day, you're going to have an option for on the yachts with Emerald. You'll have a Discover More. So that'll be an additional cost excursion that we will have. They're elevated, they're intimate, they're small. So we have these available for you to purchase, and you can purchase those in advance. So here are some example itineraries. We have Catalonia to Andalusia. This is embark in Barcelona and you will disembark in Malaga. And this is a 9-day. And we have this itinerary this October. It sails on the 25th on our friends and family for $4,800 per person. And then we have the Exploring the Balearic Islands with Ibiza. This is an 8-day Barcelona, really good. So if you like to do the in and out of the same embarkation, so this is a perfect itinerary. Also this year we have one sailing on the Friends and Family. It's October 11th. It's $4,300 per person. And then our Caribbean itinerary. So we have a few different itineraries for the Caribbean. And they basically just keep circling around the Caribbean. And this is our St. Thomas to St. John's Antigua, 8 days. And we do have two itineraries, one in 2025 that departs on December 20th for $2,300. And in 2026, January 17th itinerary which is for $2,400, and that's per person. It's incredible to sail on this super mega yacht through the Med or through the Caribbean. Another Caribbean itinerary. This is St. John's, Antigua to San Juan, Puerto Rico, 8 days. Most of our itineraries are 8 days. And what's nice, if you've noticed this, you do back-to-backs on here, right? Very simple on the Med. So for those who are looking for an extended time, you have the option of doing it, because it is just a circle of the Caribbean that we do. We have 3 or 4 itineraries that we just circle around the Caribbean. And this one, we do have a friends and family sale in 2025 on December 13th for $2,300 per person. And we have 2 in 2026, one on January 10th and one on March 7th for $2,400 per person. So thank you so much. This is Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours. We are Scenic Group, and that makes up Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours. Emerald Cruises, we are the luxury cruising experts, all 7 continents, 13 of the world's famous rivers, and 27 ships in our fleet. Today, come 2027, we'll be looking at close to 31 ships that we will be sailing.
Excellent. So far we've only had one question. When we were going through the clips, somebody asked that they said the pictures have made it look like people were dressed formal. Can you talk a little bit about the dress code on, I guess, all 3, Scenic Ocean, Scenic River, and Emerald?
Yeah, the dress code is a country club elegance, right? So, during the day, you're touring, you're comfortable. Of course, you're wearing tennis shoes and sneakers and jeans or slacks or shorts, depending on the weather, the time. And then for dinner, polos. You're looking at maybe button downs for the men. Some nice dresses, even slacks in a blouse for women. You're not looking at suits, tuxedos. It is a very casual, understated luxury elegance that we deliver, and that's what our guests expect too.
Yeah, I mentioned in my answer that I certainly, when I sailed, did not think it was formal at all. I mean, I think I said country club casual, so we were close. We almost matched.
You'll find people that like to put a suit on, or when you might have saw a picture of people dressed up a little bit more fancy was during the scenic enrichment moments. So when we do those exclusive events I mentioned, people like to typically dress up a little bit more because they're going to a palace or going to a castle, or if we're in Antarctica, we still do one there. I mean, you can't find a palace or castle there, but we will have some sort of entertainment, and most of the time it's done on the helipad, and people typically will dress up there, especially because you're going to be outside during that event, and it's spectacular. And again, not everyone does, but that's probably where you saw some of the pictures when people were dressed up a little bit more fancier, and that's when.
We did have a question. Can you talk about laundry services?
Absolutely. So on Scenic Eclipse and the rivers, on all Scenic, you get at least 1 bag of laundry included per stay. And then as you get higher and higher into the room categories, you get extra bags. You get almost, once you get to the owners, you're getting it every day or whenever you want it, and you get pressed. And so that is on the Eclipse and on the river. And then on the Emerald Yacht, we do on the Emerald Yacht, we do not have it included, but we do have the option of getting it done at an additional cost. We also have on the Emerald Yachts, we do have a self-service laundry room as well.
Gotcha. One of the things, well, just to see if anybody has any other questions before we let everybody go, that I wanted to go back and highlight, and I'm going to include it. I actually was on 2 nights, I guess. I hopped on in Hamilton and hopped off in Freeport just to see the ship. But we actually did, some of you might remember, we did a webinar live from the ship, and then we also did a video on the ship. And one of the things we talked about a lot in that video, from my experience of escorting groups, is the open bridge. And it is, and I know some other products talk about it, but literally they have seating set up. So the doors open, you go in, you sit down, they have coffee there. They could not be more accommodating for people to just go in and sit and talk. Because as I said, I mean, other people have said they kind of have an open bridge, but it's sort of like you come in and you stand around and stuff where they don't literally have assigned seating. Do a lot of people take advantage of that? I was, as I said, I was only on 2 days and was doing a webinar and filming and everything else, but I assume a lot of people take advantage of that.
They do, yeah. I would say most of our guests actually go and into the bridge
point.
and have coffee with our officers and our captains and on the Eclipse too. I mean, you can take tours of the galley, and you can take tours of where we store the helicopters and where we store the submarines. It's incredible. Like, so like the ship itself is a destination too. And most cruises are like that, but not when you get these small ships. The small ships are not the destination typically. The big ships, that's what they sell. And they sell their ships as the destination, and they're just bringing you to these cool places. And then so the smaller ships are a little bit less because they don't have all those frills and things but the Eclipse does. And it is also a destination in itself. And then where the Eclipse sails, just it blows people's minds. And just to give you another tidbit about the Eclipse and the unique sailings that it does, that this past fall in October before yours, it was or Eclipse 2 was, you were on Eclipse 1. Eclipse 2 was in the South Pacific. It was doing a Fijian itinerary. And on that itinerary, it stopped in 2 islands that no ship has ever stopped in before. So it was the first time that these people saw a ship pull up, and all of our guests went out and toured and visited with the locals. And it was amazing. I mean, for both the locals and for our guests, it was incredible. It was a first time experience.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, one of these days I'm going back. I was only on for a couple of days and a couple of nights, but when you talk about the smaller ship, you see the yachts or whatever, but for the Eclipse, and that was the ship that I was on, it's unbelievable that you have 10 dining options, that many restaurants, because that is what you would expect when you go to one of these mega cruise ships, or whatever. When you start looking at the ships get smaller, a lot of times, you'll sit there and, say they have 2 or 3 dining options, and the food was phenomenal. When I send out this video, I'll include a copy of that link. I think the video in total is like 40 minutes. But basically I sat down with Richard Bravo, who was on that sailing with us, and just kind of talked about everything. I was really impressed with how that came across. If you're thinking about the Eclipse, I would recommend you take a little time and watch it, because it's a great opportunity to kind of really in depth go into that ship and everything it offers. So I didn't know if there's anything else I know what I was going to touch on, because this came up one other time, is the all-inclusiveness of like the Scenic Eclipse ships. We often get this question of, we have that MOA exclusive of the $150 per person onboard credit, of what you can spend that credit on. Now, I know on the Eclipse that you have the spa, and as you mentioned, you can go in and use some of the facilities for free, but if you want, like a facial or a massage or any of those types of things, there is an additional charge for that. But looking at the Scenic Ocean and Scenic River, let's say I sail, I take somebody with me, we have a $300 onboard credit. What actually is not included that we could potentially use that onboard credit for?
So on the Eclipse, you have the spa, you have the additional laundry. If you're not in a room with, that has unlimited laundry, you can use it there. You can use it on the helicopter and the submarine for the Eclipse. On the river, same thing. Laundry, you could use it on the spa. Those are some of the things. And then on the yacht, Emerald Yacht, you can use it for the Discover More excursions. You can use it for spa. You can use it for laundry.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I took my daughter with me on when I went on the Eclipse, and she actually is a videographer. So she's the one who shot all the footage and edited that video and everything. And we used ours on the Eclipse to do both. We did a massage because, it was nice. We were only on board 2 days and we still were able to fit that in. So just phenomenal ship. Something I know we had a couple people that mentioned they were interested in going on. All right, we're coming up at 3 o'clock. It doesn't look like we have any other questions. If you go to that well, I guess what's up, but when I send the email, it'll include our number, our phone number, and our email address. If you're like me, a lot of times you're on these in 10 minutes, an hour later on tonight, at some point, you're going to think of questions you wish you asked. When we get the video, that contact information will be there. Just reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer any questions you might have. As a reminder, you can bring friends and family along. They are eligible for the reduced pricing. They are eligible for the exclusive amenity, that $150 per person on board credit. So it's an opportunity to reach out to friends and say, not only do you want to come with me, but if you come with me, I can save you thousands of dollars. What a great friend that would be. So anyway, thanks everyone for attending today. Be on the lookout. The email will either be this evening, tomorrow. Garrett, I'm going to turn it over to you for the final word.
Well, thank you. I hope I see everybody on a Scenic or an Emerald yacht soon. I promise you're not gonna you're gonna love the experience. It is once in a lifetime. Our product is just outstanding, and we're happy to partner with Moa Vacations and give you these incredible experiences. So thank you again, John, for the opportunity, and I hope to see everybody on a ship soon.
Absolutely. Have a great evening, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.